Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Guys, in a world racing towards the electrification and digital dominance, the quiet battle over the rare earth elements is shaping up to be one of the most consequential geopolitical contests of our time. Rare earths, those 17 obscure elements like strange names like neodymium, praseodymium, and dysprosium, may not grab the headlines like the oil or gas, but they are just as vital to powering our future. From electric vehicles and wind turbines to smartphones and advanced weaponry, rare earths are the foundation of modern tech, and whoever controls them also controls the game. On April 30, 2025, a delayed but powerful agreement was finally inked between the United States and Ukraine. At the heart of it was critical minerals, the same ones that are quickly becoming more valuable than gold in today's increasingly fractured, resource hungry world. So, guys, what exactly does Ukraine have beneath its war torn soil? What role might it play in the earth race? And can it realistically challenge China's iron grip on the market? So let's dive deep into the eight things we know about the Ukraine and the rare earths. First, despite the name, rare earths aren't all that rare. They are actually fairly common in the earth's crust, but finding them in concentrations high enough to mine economically. That's the tricky part. These elements are chemically similar and often locked up in complex ores that are difficult and expensive to separate. And that's where China has dominated, not just in the mining but also in processing. The technology, the supply chains, the infrastructure, all decades ahead to of the West. So, which brings us to the Ukraine. According to Kiev, their untapped mineral wealth could be a game changer. Ukrainian officials have repeatedly pointed to deposits of titanium, uranium, lithium, and various rare earth elements, some of the largest in Europe, if not the world. The challenge is nearly half of those resources are located in areas now occupied by the Russian forces. Soviet era surveys mean Russia likely knows exactly where Ukraine's most valuable reserves lies. Yet, even in areas far from the front lines, such as the northwest regions around Kirovohrad, Ukraine has identified limonite mines rich in titanium. There is also strong geopolitical evidence of lithium and tantalum across the Ukrainian Shield, a massive ancient rock formation believed to hold significant quantities of critical minerals. However, identifying a deposit is not the same as mining it, and here lies the second key truth. Ukraine has minerals but no active commercial exploration of rare earths. Nothing on the scale required to feed global demand. And as experts like Jack Lifton have warned, discoveries don't always have become economically viable mines. It can take up to decades, massive investment, and infrastructure stability, none of which are guaranteed in a country still under the siege. So, guys, let's not forget the bigger economic picture. Even if Ukraine could somehow produce the 20% of the world's rare earths, a lofty, nearly impossible goal, that would only amount to around $3 billion annually. Compare that to $500 billion valuation some have thrown around, and you realize how much of this is based on hype, not the hard numbers. Still, for a country in desperate need of post war reconstruction and international support, rare earths represent a kind of hope, a potential bargaining chip, a future revenue stream, and the United States knows it. But so far, the US Geological Survey doesn't list Ukraine as holding any confirmed recoverable reserves. The few geological records show that exist are old, decades old, dating back to Soviet times. Some sites are behind enemy lines, others require advanced processing that Ukraine currently cannot perform. And there is no known Western investment yet that's turned paper resources into the actual functioning mines. Meanwhile, the United States isn't without the options. Mountain Pass in California is one of the largest rare earth sites in the world, producing around 15% of global output by 2026, which its high labor cost, environmental regulations, and critically a lack of downstream processing are also some challenges. Much of what's mined there is still shipped to China for final refining, ironically feeding the very dependency the US wants to escape. That brings us to the elephant in the room, China. The Chinese Communist Party has treated rare earths as a strategic weapon since the 1990s. Today, China controls nearly 90% of global refined output and more than 85% of global processing capability. Beijing has tightened exports, banned critical technologies, and even outsourced some extraction to politically unstable regions like Myanmar to maintain dominance while also avoiding scrutiny. And it's not just about the quantity. China has mastered the extraction of heavy rare earths like dysprosium and terbium, critical components in electric vehicle magnets. The West simply doesn't have the tech or the infrastructure to match that level of refinement yet. And experts argue that until it does, any talk of Ukrainian rare earths solving the global supply issue is very premature. And then there is the issue of pollution. Extracting rare earth is messy. Open pit mines, chemical leaching, and radioactive byproducts like thorium pose serious environmental and health hazards. In places like Bayan Obo in China, the legacy of rare earth mining has scared communities and poisoned the rivers. Ukraine, a country already grappling with the environmental fallout of the war, may also struggle to meet the global environmental standards for clean mining. So, guys, where does that leave us all? Ukraine's rare earth potential is real, but it's also riddled with the caveats. The minerals are there, yes, but the road from potential to production is very long, expensive, and fraught with geopolitical and environmental challenges. As of now, Ukraine offers hope, leverage, and perhaps a bargaining chip in the global minerals game. But it is not, at least yet, the savior of Western rare earth independence. The real question here is whether the West, led by United States, will finally take this movement seriously and invest in building a secure, sustainable rare earth supply chain. Ukraine may one day be a part of that solution, but that day is not today. Until then, China remains in the driver's seat. So guys, if you found this breakdown insightful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to our channel for such amazing deep dives and leave your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Ukraine will become a rare earth superpower or is this just another geopolitical fantasy? This is Lakhan Tanwani and I will sign off today and will see you in the next deep dive video.